All right, for more on JD Vance, let's bring in Mene Ukueberuwa, a member of the Wall Street Journal editorial board. Mene, always good to see you. Let's talk a little bit more about JD Vance, this time about his positions on things like the economy, social issues, and foreign policy. What can you tell us?
Well, JD Vance's economic outlook is really based around the idea that free trade and open immigration, things that the Republican Party traditionally has supported, have failed ordinary workers in America, and that in order to lift the fortunes of average Americans, government needs to take a much more proactive role in boosting the fortunes of these people. So the idea is that we're going to have tariffs to restrict trade, we're going to seal the border to make sure that we don't have illegal workers undermining wages, all sorts of protections of this kind. The idea is putting a thumb on the scale for people who haven't been able to succeed in the modern economy without government intervention.
I also want to talk about his faith. Vance converted to Catholicism a few years back. How do you think his faith, if at all, informs his policy positions?
Well, Vance, as we've mentioned, is a fairly recent convert to Catholicism, was raised in a Protestant household, and I believe he encountered the Catholic faith as an adult in conversation with a lot of the people who he's met during the course of his career. And I think that he would describe Catholic social teaching as underpinning his approach to the economy. I do think that obviously there are people who would disagree with that and suggest that traditional free market principles are reconcilable with a Catholic outlook, but he definitely describes his more interventionist approach as being one that springs from the tradition of Pope Leo and other Catholic thinkers who have laid the foundations for how we should be thinking about the economy and providing for the poor and needy.
Yeah, Mene, why do you think Vance was selected as the VP pick rather than the other potential running mates? What do you think he brings to the ticket?
Well, I think that Trump's selection of Vance is really an indication that he's thinking about succession. Obviously, in the short term, there's an election that needs to be won, and a lot of people speculated that Trump might choose someone like, say, Glenn Youngkin from Virginia, who'd be able to potentially help him in a winnable but hard-to-get state. Vance comes from Ohio, which is almost certainly going to go overwhelmingly for Trump. But Trump most likely picked him because he's a young politician who could potentially carry on Trump's agenda, trade restriction, immigration restriction, and other policies that are designed to appeal to the American working class. So he thinks Vance is going to reinforce him with those voters, and also he's going to be loyal to his agenda in the long term.
Before I let you go, Mene, we have about a minute or so left, but I really want to bring this up too. As you know, in the past, JD Vance was really critical of President Trump. What happened between then and now to change his stance on Trump? And have we seen something like this play out before?
Yeah, well, I think that Vance saw the direction that the Republican Party and particularly the people of Ohio were going. At the time he wrote Hillbilly Elegy, before the 2016 election, Trump was gaining steam and popularity, but it wasn't clear that he was going to win the presidency, not to talk of redefine the entire Republican Party. When Vance decided to enter politics, I think that he knew that he needed to find a way to appeal to those same voters who liked Trump if he had any shot of being elected. So I think it was a political calculation on his part. He might sincerely have changed his views, but he also knew that it was necessary to align with Trump in order to have success as a Republican in the modern GOP.
Well, Mene, thank you for weighing in. We always appreciate your insights. God bless.
Thanks a lot.